Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the news briefing for this Wednesday. We've got some great topics today, so let's go ahead and get started. Our first topic, very interesting, illegal dumping and catching those who dump and run. County health inspectors have really been stepping up their game in efforts to combat illegal dumping. They have been installing cameras in some high dump areas. We're very pleased to have Maria Ferdin from Environmental Health here to talk about the camera project and who they've caught so far or what they've found. Hi, Maria.
Good afternoon, Maya. How are you?
Good.
I'm going to share my screen. Can I do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
All right. I am going to enlarge it. Okay. Um, as many of you know, Monterey County has, especially environmental health, we've been talking about, and I apologize for the dictation. I don't know how to turn that off, so I'm going to just go with it.
We'll look at
We,
it as an enhancement, right?
right? I may read along. So Monterey County Environmental Health has been talking about, thinking about cameras for at least 2 years. And we've gone to the Board of Supervisors for potential funding for the cameras, and we've also looked at um, uh, writing grants for the cameras. This year, Environmental Health decided to go ahead and actually fund the cameras ourselves. And we focused on one brand of cameras that are fit what we needed, being mobile, um, affordable for the technology, and fitting what we needed for environmental health for a pilot illegal dumping project. So uh, we purchased the cameras this year, and we are also in a service agreement with a vendor who is supplying um, supportive services for the camera itself, the images itself. So this is where we are. So the purpose of the cameras is to significantly reduce illegal dumping in Monterey County. We are doing it to protect public lands and private properties from dumped household garbage, furniture, unknown liquids, and hazardous waste. And it's also functioning to provide relevant and current information to the public on how to dispose of all kinds of things, mattresses, liquid hazardous waste, household garbage, bulky furniture. All these things that you find on the side of the road, we're also using the cameras as a way to communicate relevant information to the public. So the cameras specifically, what are they? We purchased 6 cameras, and they're made by Reconics. Originally, these cameras were for game viewing, hunters who want to see where the deers are, and the kind of critters that are roaming their properties. They're also used for law enforcement. They are, as far as technology goes, they highly resolve the images. And they also have a license plate reader functionality. That is, they're not connected to a database, but they help enhance the images so you can see the letters and the numbers on the license plate. They are also cellular enabled, meaning that the images they capture go to the cloud, and then we are able to view them through a portal. So we are learning that these cameras, uh, they take all kinds of pictures, a lot of pictures, and we're just grateful that we're able to store them without overloading a system by sending the images to the cloud. They're also powered by the power that they use is cellular. So we have both the cameras and a cellular unit that work together to provide us images. So Monterey County, Environmental Health and Public Works installed two of those cameras in the public right-of-way on September 16th. And it takes a lot of people to do this work, specifically for Public Works. It took one person to install the cameras and the solar panels, one person to help with this person, and a third person to watch out for traffic, keeping us safe and the drivers. And this took a good portion of September 16th. So we are live with two cameras in the right of way since September 16th. So as it happened, on September 19th, the cameras captured an individual in a GMC truck, four-door, dark, tinted windows, disposing of a box spring mattress. And I'm showing you this because it's now public information, and I'll show you why. I'm showing you this to demonstrate how quickly illegal dumping happens. At 2:18:28, this gentleman arrives on scene to the shoulder. 2:18:34, that's 34 seconds. He gets out of the vehicle, disposes of the box spring, and at 2:18:57, gets in his car and he leaves. It took a total of 34 seconds for this individual to dispose of a box spring mattress. And what's interesting about this is that box springs and mattresses are free to dispose at a landfill. So a couple of days later, just to demonstrate how streets get cleaned up after illegal dumping, the region, they patrol the area around their facility for material like this. And September 21st at 8:56 a.m., they came out and they cleaned out this shoulder. And by the time they left at 9:09 a.m., that shoulder that had the box spring mattress plus other sorted illegal dumping materials, that was cleaned up. So today is the 23rd. 2 days ago, we released a press release for the public to help us identify this individual. His license plate was not readable. So the vehicle itself has certain characteristics that make it unique to identify, and hopefully the individual as well. So we put out a request for information on this driver, and hoping that the public can assist with us in identifying the individual. So this is our first press release on an illegal dumping on Monterey County Road. Similarly, Salinas Valley Recycles used the photograph to, one, request the public for assistance, and two, to give information about where to dispose of mattresses appropriately. And so we did the same thing. Citations, environmental health. The authority to issue citations is also with environmental health. In fact, we've been issuing citations for administrative citations for other offenses, and in these offenses our citations have been issued for $100. Illegal dumping citations begin at $2,500. That's for the first offense, and they go up from there. The second offense is $5,000. The third offense is $10,000. Depending on what is disposed, bags of garbage versus potentially hazardous waste, we have the option to go to the district attorney, make a referral to the district attorney for additional enforcement. We have an excellent relationship with the district attorney's office, and this is also part of our strategy for enforcing illegal dumping offenses in Monterey County. So to summarize, Monterey County's illegal dumping pilot surveillance program project is live with two cameras in the right-of-way. 4 additional cameras are to be installed in locations that are hotspots within the county. And environmental health is preparing to issue citations for illegal dumping, and they range from $2,500 up to $10,000. And this concludes my presentation.
Maria, thanks
Um,
so much
Sure.
for showing us as we've been hearing about these cameras for quite some time, as you mentioned, 2 years we've been talking about it. So we've got this one perpetrator that we're looking for. Have you gotten any other images from the cameras that have been set up, or are you just showing this one as an example of what you're seeing?
Yes, so I'm showing you this one because it's now public information. The cameras are very sensitive. The wind blows and it takes a snapshot. We have a couple of other potential responsible people that have been captured on the cameras. And and as I go through the images, the cameras also show some limitations of what can be captured. For example, I noticed waking up this morning, checking the feed, there's a mattress on the side of the road. And as I reviewed the images, it it clearly it demonstrates that people are illegally dumping in the middle of the night, and the cameras simply cannot capture a dark image in night. So that's one limitation. The other is that the camera is fixed. It doesn't pivot. So if it's just off screen, it won't capture an activity, an illegal dumping activity. So there are some limitations, but there are also lots and lots of images.
And people and when you say images, images of people actually doing the illegal dumping that you're trying to prevent.
Most of the images are people driving along the road and
Okay.
people walking their dog. We have bikers going down and enjoying the early morning or the late afternoon with our families. So a lot of that is also captured, which we're not there to do. We're not there
Right.
to survey people. We're just there for illegal dumping. And to my surprise, it's also the road is also a recreational site, which makes me glad.
So we've got this first great test case of actually seeing it actually happening. And it was great that you pointed out how quickly, it doesn't take long for someone to dump a box spring or a box mattress by the side of the road. But so interestingly, it's free to dispose of elsewhere. And if we catch this person, they're going to pay a lot of money in fines.
Yeah, that is true. I think that people are not thinking of it in those terms. Because they've never had to, right? And so part of our job now is also to let people know that this is a potential outcome for illegally dumping something that is free to dispose of. Um, and so th- there'll be parallel things happening at the same time, going after illegal dumpers, plus also educating the public about the potential fines associated with illegal dumping.
And one last thing in your presentation, you showed if you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen.
Oh,
One of the things that you showed was people disposing of things right next to agricultural operations, and that really gives people pause to wonder: do you want garbage dumped by where food that you may eat is growing? And not all illegal dumping may be hazardous, but it can be. And people who may think we're making a big deal about, maybe we shouldn't be making such a big deal about it, should take a look at the trash that might
yeah.
be dumped right next to the food they might eat.
Yes, that's completely true. And folks they don't put it in those terms. And another relatable term is that you're paying for this as a taxpayer. On the back end of cleaning up after these illegal dumpers. It's actually coming out of our pocket. It's kind of coming out of your pocket, and that's not something that is readily that comes to the front of everyone's mind. So it does hurt you personally. It hurts you. So
Maria, thank you so much for giving us an update on this. We've been waiting to hear about these cameras for so long, and it's great to see them in operation. And fine tuning, all projects need fine tuning, and we'll get more of those cameras up, and hopefully, we want to keep our roadways and our county beautiful
we do.
and put
We
trash where
definitely
it
do.
belongs.
Exactly. Thank
Thanks very
you.
much for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next topic now. If you have students at home, you know what a valuable resource our Monterey County Free Libraries are. Many Monterey County Free Libraries have student support centers among their many services. And now the libraries are putting together a wish list for the students that they serve. We're very pleased to have our library director, Hillary Thayer, here to talk about the Student Center and the wish list. Hi, Hillary.
Hello, and thank you so much for giving me just a few minutes today to talk about a new way that anybody can contribute to supporting their library through this function. And supporting students doing their homework is nothing new. We've offered online homework help. We offer learning enrichment activities. We do offer school supplies. Often we'll encounter a student where between them and an A is a piece of poster board or colored markers or glue sticks. And we've done that generally through grant money or our own office supply budget, and along with gifts from the community. And this year we've launched a new way that folks can help us buy some of these things, and that's through a new, they now call it an Amazon gift list or a registry. And this is promoted through our Facebook, our Instagram. There are posters up in our libraries, and you can also just do a search for MCFL, that stands for Monterey County Free Library, free libraries, and just Amazon wish list or Amazon gift list. Right now, we have our gift list focused on our student support centers, and I'm showing it to you here. You just scroll down. We have different categories, such as you can help us restock our crayons, colored paper. We do a lot of crafts with the kids, making something, keeping those hands busy, learning how to use those fine motor skills is learning. It's learning that's going to help them succeed. We have some of the games that all those little pieces just get lost when they're played for in the library. So refreshing a Connects game or a Yahtzee game is often something that we scrape together money to do it. And then we have some school supplies. Again, this is our standard flash drives. Kids need to be able to transport electronic files back and forth. We hand out flash drives and earbuds like nobody's business. And again, refreshing, just giving us a little boost in that. And down here, I just want to show you this one. I asked the team to add some more of our electronic pets. So this is something that we bought last year with grant money. We could only afford to buy about 8 of them. They are a hit. You can borrow one of these from the library. It's a artificial pet, a cat or a dog, and it might turn its head and bark. It might purr and snooze, and they are going gangbusters. They are so popular, but we are out of grant money. And this is something you can buy from Amazon. So we've just thrown this into our gift list. The gift list will be constantly refreshed with what we need at any given time, and we may change themes. So in the winter, we do a lot of time serving as, hopefully not, fingers crossed, but we do serve as temporary evacuation points, and we need to be stocked up for that. We try to have after-school snacks for students for whom a little granola bar or a fruit cup is going to make a difference in their behavior or their ability to learn. And you might see food in here. It's anything that can be purchased from Amazon. You just log into Amazon, find the gift list, and purchase. You don't have to write a check. You don't have to write a letter. You don't have to find a stamp to mail something anywhere. And you get to do the shopping, which I said, let's give people the pleasure of going shopping. They're just going shopping for us. And it's just a new way to support your libraries. And I wanted to be sure we were getting the word out.
Oh, Hillary, I really appreciate you kind of expanding on this because I think people know that the library is a resource for students who come in. They may need to go online and they can't do it at home, or they need a resource or a research book. But kids come as they are. And people don't think about, maybe your kid gets to come home and have a snack after school and get their homework done, but not every child's experience is different. So here they are at the library and they present themselves and they have needs. And, the library wants to meet them where they are.
That's correct. And sometimes it is as simple as a calculator and some lined notebook paper. that they're not carrying is going to help them complete that homework. We have found that in our libraries, having some form of an after-school snack or some little bits of food available helps behavior. Kids are not acting out, and studies show a hungry child cannot learn. So how are we going to make them sit down, do their homework if we can't even say, hey, have a little snack bar on us, settle down for a few minutes, then let's try to do that homework. So this is all contributing to school success.
And I'm just blown away by those electronic pets. But if you think about it, not every family is able to afford to have a dog or a cat and take care of a pet. And this just is a great way to get that pet fix, right?
It is, and we have found that they are useful not only for one time, we're just going to have fun, but we bought a lot of them for older adults with dementia or Alzheimer's. Where having something in your lap that is furry and soft and has a little purr to it is actually very soothing and comforting. Anybody who's needs tactile stimulation will put one in somebody's lap and say, just pet the cat for a few minutes. And it can really, really help. We also have people borrow these because they're thinking of buying them, but they want to try it. So before they invest the money, they want to take one home and see if this is really going to be useful. And they've been a hit. So we would love if anybody wants to say, yes, I bought an artificial pet for the library. They could pop right on Amazon and do it right now.
That's just great. You guys are always thinking of something new. Hillary, thank you so much for sharing all this. We hope the Amazon wish list just gets blown up.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And our final topic, but not by no means our least topic. If you are a whiz at getting your taxes done, or you're looking for a new way to help the community, consider volunteering for the United Way's VITA program. This program helps local people who are in need get their taxes done. And that is a really big deal if you've ever tried to do your taxes alone and we're struggling. So we want to tell you more about the VITA program, and we're very pleased to have Shanice Virrueta, which I hope I haven't torn up your name too badly, to tell us about VITA and the many ways that you can volunteer in this program. Hi, Shanice.
Hi, great. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Shanice Virrueta. I am the VITA specialist here at Monterey County. What VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. We help low to moderate income families throughout the county who make typically less than $67,000 annually, prepare their taxes and get the much needed income tax assistance credits like earned income tax and child tax credit. What we do is, over the past, let's see. So over this last season, we had 9 VITA sites throughout the county, expanding from the peninsula down to Soledad. We had Marina, several sites in Salinas, and then of course our CET site in Soledad. We had 78 volunteers. We help also aging and ITIN filers. We processed over 1,600 tax returns. We provided help with an earned income credit of over $900,000 and a total refund, which helped our economy to over $2.1 million. What we are completely volunteer ran. Our volunteers donate their time, not only training, but running the tax sites throughout the season. This year they had over 4,000 hours, and that included 36 hours of IRS training as well. What we're looking for right now, we're recruiting for site coordinators, tax preparers, intakes, and intake specialists. So what a site coordinator is, they oversee our sites. They are the liaison between United Way and the VITA site themselves and the volunteers. They quality review each return as it's processed. They do a one-on-one with the taxpayer so they understand what credits they may be receiving, whether or not they're paying, or getting a refund. And then once the customer is satisfied, then the return is transmitted. A tax preparer is trained to prepare state and federal taxes, both basic and advanced. We do ask that they not only prepare taxes, but kind of collect success stories and surveys throughout the year. Just so we could use for grant purposes, but then so we can let our community know how we're serving our taxpayers. An intake specialist is the first person our taxpayer sees at the site. It's formally known as a greeter screener, but we like to ensure that by changing the name, you could use this. It sounds better on a resume, as this is a great way to network and to use your skills on your resume. We do ask that our volunteers volunteer for a minimum of 1 shift per week, or throughout a season, 25 hours. And then we have 2 training sessions. One begins November 2nd at CSUMB. The other one, January 4th, here at our Community Impact Center in Salinas. Roughly takes 4 to 5 training sessions, 6 hours. And afterwards, you will be able to pass your test, and you'll get IRS certified to prepare state and federal taxes. We do say this is a great opportunity. We work with students, college students from MPC, Hartnell, and CSUMB. I've been going into accounting and business classes throughout the semester already, just letting them know this is a great opportunity to use these skills to network. It's great to build professional connections. You do have the potential to receive letters of recommendations. So a lot of these students are building their portfolios and do need it. And not only that, they're making a difference within the community by empowering individuals and just contributing to our community's financial stability. Our location sites, MPC, CSUMB, the Marina Library, Hartnell, both LaSalle and main campuses, CET here in Salinas, and Soledad, the Cesar Chavez Library, and here United Way, Monterey County. We are working with the Monterey County Free Libraries to have a site at Castroville, Seaside. We'll be meeting with Gonzales tomorrow, and we are really working on Greenfield and King City. That area is very underserved, and the resources, the need is great there. And we have a location, we have the ability to be there. It's just getting the volunteers. Like I said, you gain real world experience, networking, letters of recommendation. This year, we want to expand, like I said, to South County, and then just increase our volunteer participation. And then not only is VITA a pathway for financial empowerment for, our community members, but it's a great way for our volunteers to be a part of something meaningful. And thank you for being able to talk about VITA.
And thank you so much for being on here and kind of going through the whole program. And you can stop sharing your screen now. I think people don't realize that besides being a fantastic volunteer opportunity, my dad volunteered doing taxes like this many years ago, and he really enjoyed meeting people and getting to know them and felt really good helping them. But you brought up the financial advantages of getting these taxes done, bringing more money into the community. People could, based on whatever their circumstances might be, could really get left out of getting a tax return if they can't get those taxes done.
Yes, definitely.
Now, do you find that more of the people who are coming into the program, or anecdotally, are they families, single individuals, or really across the board taking advantage of volunteer help?
It's across the board. And I find that we're finding a lot of people, it's just by word of mouth. They're, don't necessarily know that I'm sorry, don't
Oh,
necessarily
you're
know
there.
that,
There you go.
that this resource is in our community, and it's completely free. And so just having to pay 200, 300, sometimes more for return when this resource is here we're just trying to get the word out there as much as possible.
And the relief of getting it done too, right? It's a
Yeah,
great weight off your shoulders when you can get it done.
definitely. And we do, towards the end of the tax season, we do prepare previous seasons as well.
Fantastic. So now if people are interested in volunteering, how should they get connected with United Way to volunteer?
To our website, so unitedwaymontereycounty.org / VITA volunteer.
And then I think there's a form there that you can fill out and you can kind of select the type of volunteer role that you'd like.
Yes, so there's a form. You can choose which training session you'd like to attend, and then you also get to select what position you'd like as well.
Well, I know we have a lot of county employees who help too. So I'm
Yes,
giving our county employees a shout out for their volunteer efforts too in the program over the past few years.
yes.
Thank you, Shanice, very much for being here and sharing with us about the program.
Thank you for
And,
having me.
and thanks everyone for joining us on the news briefing this week. Our next briefing is next week. We'll see you then.